So this is my forearms and rear deltoid workout. I didn't used to have this workout. This would have been a day off normally during the old days. But I started working out my forearms because I thought I might be able to get some quick gains out of that since I hadn't really focused on them specifically in the past before. So these are farmer carries with a hex bar. Using a hex bar just because it's easier than pulling my dumbbells out. I think it's okay. So it's 215 pounds. The hex bar itself weighs 75 pounds. And then those are 45 pound plates, even though it looks like there's two different size plates. There's the rubber ones, and then I got a regular weight on there too. Those plates are the cheapest ones that Dick's Sporting Goods sold. I don't love them because they're a little bit smaller in diameter than the ones that they sell, or that everybody else uses, like the Olympic sized plates. But they weigh 45 pounds and they work, so it's pretty good. All day long today, I've been driving around, dropping off Christmas gifts to different clients, and it's kind of weird. I don't get to go in all the places. Some places I can. Some places, like I went to a garbage place and nobody's wearing a mask inside, so I took my mask off. I don't buy into that mask stuff anyways. I think I'd take COVID-19 without any fear. If I get sick for a few days, that's fine. If I end up having to go to the hospital, it's fine. But freedom to me is more important than my health or my life, because freedom goes on longer than my life here on earth does. These are wrist curls, so I do wrist curls with a little heavier weight. It's 45 pounds with my palms up, and then I'll switch to lighter weight with the palms down. Palms up is, you feel it if you do these. It's the front of your forearms will hurt. Well, you'll feel the weight when you're palm up, and then when you palm down, you feel it in the back. There's really just like one little string of muscle that you feel, and I'm looking at that right there. So I think it's easier for me to feel that way about freedom, or life, because I do believe in God, and I believe in a next world, a next universe, heaven. I believe that I'll continue. I might lose some of my memory. I haven't been able to figure out how memory could travel with me, unless there's like some sort of universal memory that you have. But then if you die, then you would have all the future memory too, as well as the past memory, because memory exists in your brain, and that's a material part of your being, like your stomach. I don't think the meal you had in your stomach would go with you to the next world, and I don't think a lot of the memories that you would have from this life would go with you to the next world either. But I'm not positive of that. Of course, nobody really is. But I believe that we'll be able to move on to the next world, and we'll understand things that we don't understand now. And if I die from COVID-19, well, for one thing, that would be a stupid way for me to die with all the things that I do. I mean, I've been skydiving multiple times, and I ride a motorcycle. not much lately because my motorcycle hasn't been working, but I'm willing to risk my life on a regular basis, so I don't know why I have to be so concerned with my life that I have to wear a face mask everywhere I go. I don't know why the world has suddenly turned into a bunch of wimps. So these are, well, here it says reverse grip concentration curls. So I'm watching this and after I did it, and I didn't really realize I was doing this while I was recording the video. My wrist is bent, and I think I'm supposed to keep my wrist more solid. I would say weird things to the kids and stuff, and I said something to one of the kids yesterday about she must have hit me or something in the wrist, and I said she's trying to break my, I think I said my hand neck or my arm neck or something like that. It's kind of a funny way to call your wrist and arm neck. So you're working your biceps a little bit here, but I mean it's going to be with lighter weight, so it's not like I'm going to get a super great bicep workout out of these. That's the forearm that hurts. I had lunch with a guy that I worked with back at Airmark, and this was like 7 years ago. I haven't seen him since. And we were talking about God, because among friends, religion and politics are, that's a fine topic to be on. I was talking about God, and we both kind of talked about how we wound up at the churches that we've ended up at. And I said, I just kind of told him I visited a lot of different churches, and some churches, it seemed to me, their primary focus was on Jesus' death. And I didn't think that was the right thing to get out of the messages that Jesus brought. Jesus taught for his whole life, and after his son being a carpenter, maybe he's a trainer on the carpentry team, probably taught a couple kids how to pound a nail or something, but in the Bible he's clearly a teacher, and I don't think. Okay, so apparently the salvation is available to anybody who believes in him. But if you believe in Jesus Christ, you'll follow his teachings too. His teachings, he said, charity is the most important gift that he gave us. And you get really mad when people were mistreating the temple. And there's a lot in the Bible about the temple, and our bodies. Jesus says that our body is the temple, in the New Testament. That's one of the reasons why I work out. My body is not my property. It's basically something that I borrow. God has let me rent this. And it's my duty to make sure that all the maintenance is done. I don't put foul things into it. And I keep it strong, and I'll be able to live a nice, strong life. Even if I get COVID-19, I'm gonna be fine. Well, or not. But if I die of COVID-19, I die, next week, at least up until this point, I've had a very good run about things. I am 40, almost 47 years old, and I'm strong, fit. I'm not walking around in pain all day long. Not on any medication whatsoever. I'm like a 47-year-old, 27-year-old guy. These are my face pulls. You can see the rack that I have here. It's got one of the crappiest cable system ever. But I figured out if I could stand just in the right spot, I can get those ropes to get inside of me and get my arms back as far as I can get them. And for the most part, I don't run into the wall that much. There's just not enough space for me to get that kind of pull out of it when I'm standing with my back to that rack. So this is working my rear deltoids. So normally I do a lot of overhead presses and bench press, which, those two exercises are going to build up your top side and your front delts. I'll do some other stuff for my front delts, but my rear delts are what most people kind of ignore. So that's why I throw those on here with the forearm day. And, it looks hard, but this is only like 50 pounds, I think. Blowing my face. I have to think about this if I'm going to be recording all of my workouts. I try to have a better game face. Everything that I do look like I'm lifting all kinds of weight, and this is 50 measly pounds. It's like just a little more than the salt I put in the water softener. So anyways, one thing I love about the church that I'm in, well, this has kind of changed, but is the moves. We do a lot of charity work. I was able to go over and help somebody roof their shed a couple weeks ago. You do that for free. That's you're doing the Lord's work. A lot of churches don't do that kind of thing. No church I've ever been in has done that kind of thing. But now our church has suddenly decided that they don't even want to have church anymore. And so we're not even there if new people come along. We're not even going to be there to welcome them or introduce them to our community. So these are upright rows. So these are, again, this is kind of the rear center of the shoulders I don't know what muscle I even call that. I know where I felt it. I actually ended up getting a little pain in my right shoulder, that meat that it's like right by the neck. I suppose that's shoulder meat, but it's the stuff that, I don't know. But I think it's evil, actually, that the church is closed down this year. I think it's closing down church because the government said so. And it's like it's going against God. Well, here's the end of the workout. So this kind of lists out all the exercises I did today. And, it was always my least favorite workout of the week. There you go. You can do it too. Enjoy.